The Commonwealth Parliamentary Speakers and Presiding Officers Conference began in Accra yesterday. Ghana's Speaker Mr Doe Adjaho told his colleagues to be moral flag-bearers of the institution. According to Mr Adjaho, it is by sharing best practices as lawmakers and working only in the interest of the people that the institution would attain respect and relevance in governance systems.
The conference was opened by President John Mahama. Napoleon Atikito with his report.
The Commonwealth Speakers and Presiding Officers Conference of the Africa region has representation from countries which have the British Crown as their heritage and those admitted into the group, though without colonial bonds with Britain. There were parliamentary speakers or deputy speakers from Lesotho, the Seychelles, South Africa, Uganda, Namibia, Zambia, Cameroon, Kenya, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and Ghana, with President John Mahama in attendance at its 15th edition. The event thrust the legislature into the spotlight concerning whether that institution is up to scratch in the scheme of work. Are lawmakers enacting the relevant laws, properly serving the interests of their constituencies and demanding accountability across the country? Legislatures have been called into question many times. Lawmakers only vote on party lines but come together in the common pursuit of welfare needs. Lawmakers who are appointed into the executive arm of government also sometimes find themselves in a dilemma, compromised. The speakers and presiding officers were most conspicuous in the frame at this event as representing officers which by their conduct can command public confidence in the institutions they head. Ghana's Speaker Doe Adjaho and the Vice President of the Nigerian Senate, Ike Ikwemeradu, were among those who spoke at the conference.
Our citizenry expects us to create convenient ambience for political forces to keep the channels of dialogue open. As leaders of a representative institution, there is a rising tide of expectation by our citizens that we could steer our legislatures from disappointments and regression in a culture of representative democracy.
It does appear to me that the greatest threat to the legislature in Africa, and by direct extension, the confidence of the citizenry in the legislature, is undue external interference in the internal affairs of our parliaments. Citizens lose confidence in the parliament when the parliamentary leadership is imposed. The logic is straight because he who pays the piper dictates the tone. Therefore, by all democratic and legitimate means possible, we must collectively work to entrench the independence of the legislature, especially in presidential democracies in Commonwealth Africa.
President John Mahama dug into history, referring to military coups and how parliaments suffered when constitutions were aborted. The Ghanaian leader noted that the old order in Africa has given way to entrenched democracy.
I consider this a true prescription of the transformation we require in Africa. We've come a long way from the period of military dictatorships, but Africa's democracies are still fragile, as we have seen in a few countries that have seen an interruption of constitutional governance lately. Our public institutions are still typically weak and perceived as lacking in integrity. It is necessary for us to work together to strengthen these institutions, improve public sector productivity, and change the negative public perception.
Currently, the Commonwealth Speakers and Presiding Officers Conference is a charity organization. The conference made an appeal that at the next Heads of State meeting in Malta, it will be made international with diplomatic outreaches. Napoleon Atikito reporting.